They told us Africa had no history. Then one nation said, "Watch this. What if I told you there's a country that didn't just survive colonialism? It rewrote the ending. A nation that chose its own name, raised its own flag, and declared freedom. Not with bloodshed, but with a speech, a star, and a warrior's composure." But here's the wild part. Its real power didn't begin in 1957. It started centuries earlier, before this nation's current name was even on the map. Because the past doesn't die, it waits for the right voice to bring it back. If you ever felt too small to matter, this country is your proof. A reminder, size means nothing, and you don't need permission to matter. My name is Jete, Papa Jete. For over 600 hours, between 2015 and 2022, I've led live and virtual tours of Africa's culture and history. Here are things that I've learned that textbooks would never teach you. Welcome to the Qulture Hub, where Q stands for Quintessential, celebrating Africa's quintessence, past, present, future.
How would you know where you're going if you don't know where you're going?
This modern nation echoes a powerful empire that vanished centuries ago. It's a revived ghost from the great ancestral landscape, a place where the past speaks through the present. Let's visit a country called Ghana, nestled on the warm western corridors of Africa, caressed by the Gulf of Guinea's waters. If you're ever looking for a country that punches above its weight in global consciousness, Ghana is an undisputed heavyweight. It's not enormous in size, nor staggering in population. Roughly the size of Oregon, or slightly smaller than the UK, and today, around 34 million souls call it home. Calm by global standards. Yet Ghana punches like a giant. Not because of size, but because of stance. It was the first sub-Saharan African nation to look colonialism dead in the face and say, "Your time is up." And the way it did it, not with violence, with precision and poetry. But who dared to speak this defiance into existence? And what did he say that reverberated across a continent, changing its destiny forever? Stay tuned.
At long last, the battle has ended. And thus, Ghana, your beloved country, is free forever. From now on, there is a new African in the world. That new African is ready to fight his own battle and show that after all, the black man is capable of managing his own affairs.
That voice. Allow me to introduce you to the man behind it. Because this was no ordinary statesman. Osagyefo, the war redeemer, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, didn't stumble into the moment. He designed it. Not just Ghana's first president. He was all signal, no noise. A brand built on purpose. A man obsessed with Africa's rise. He didn't just lead a country, he stirred a continent. He believed that if one African country stood free while its neighbors were still shackled, that wasn't independence. That was loneliness. As the Akan proverb goes, Obaakofos akoa. A person alone is a slave. Yes, because if you have no support system, you will be at everybody's beck and call. Hence the quote you hear again and again.
Our independence is meaningless unless it links up the total liberation of the African continent.
That may sound lofty, but it's not rhetoric. is network thinking. Nkrumah understood something fundamental. Freedom isn't a solo act. It's a mesh network. The more people plug in, the harder it becomes to pull the plug. His vision wasn't born in isolation. It was shaped by bold minds like Marcus Garvey and Professor Anton Wilhelm Amu. So when Nkrumah spoke, you didn't just hear Ghana, you heard the mother continent and the entire diaspora rising. But how do you symbolize the end of an empire and the beginning of a nation in a single unforgettable moment? What silent act of defiance, captured on a simple piece of cloth, could declare freedom to the world without a single shot fired? Get ready. Because on March 6, 1957, everything changed. Ghana stopped asking permission and started making its own rules. After the crowd had erupted and the speeches faded, the Union Jack came down. Not ripped, not burned, just lowered. It was as if even colonialism knew it was time to leave quietly. And in its place, something bold was raised, something no one had ever seen before. The horizontal red, gold, and green stripes with a single black star at its heart. And as the flag rose, so did a sound. Ghana's very first national anthem, God Bless Our Homeland, Ghana. It wasn't just a melody, it was a declaration. This wasn't just decoration, this was a visual manifesto, a masterclass in symbolism, cloth with memory, threaded with hope, bold in its color, and louder still in its meaning. The red is not just a color, it's a heartbeat. It's the blood of those who chose courage over comfort, sacrifice that doesn't fade. The gold is not only about riches, it's about worth. It's the soil that sings, the rivers that glisten, a whisper from the land, you have always had enough. The green is a breath. It's the forest that healed, the land that feeds, the quiet resilience of a people who never stopped growing. The black star, the lodestar, is not just a geometric shape. Its purpose, power, the soul of a people held up to the sky. It says, we were first, not just to boast, but to lead, a light in the dark. This flag doesn't just wave in the wind. It waves in defiance. It waves to remind us where we've come from, what we've become, and who we still dare to be. A flag speaks volumes, but a name can resurrect an entire lineage. How could choosing a simple word for a new nation literally summon the spirit of a forgotten empire, proving that this land wasn't just starting history, but powerfully continuing it? This nation has never been one that only happened to history. It has always shaped it. Even its name isn't accidental. Ghana means warrior king, and that's no small title. What historians call Ghana Empire today was known to the people of that time as Wagadu. Wagadu in Soninke language meant land of Waga. Waga being a clan. Ghana was a title of authority, war king. But outsiders started referring to the whole state, the whole empire, as Ghana. Another title that was used for its king was Kayamaga. Kayamaga meant the master or king of gold. It became a symbol of unimaginable wealth. The Akan people of Ghana called this ancestral home Qulture, which means the land of the leopard, symbolizing the strength and the power of the kings and that empire. Ghana wasn't just a name. It was an ancestral GPS coordinate. It summoned the spirit of the medieval Ghana Empire, rich in trade, rich in order. Black excellence before Europeans could spell civilization. This empire of traders and rulers stretched across what is now Mali, Mauritania, Guinea, and Senegal until its fall in the 13th century. Calling a newborn nation by an empire's name, that's not just romantic, that is strategy. It's like naming your child after your great-great-grandparent who built an empire. You are not just starting a future, you are reviving a legacy. It said, "We didn't start today. We just continue what you tried to bury." This legacy, however, was brutally interrupted. Imagine a land flowing with gold, its people thriving, suddenly facing gradual invasion. What unimaginable horror followed? And how did a place known for its glittering wealth become known for the most devastating human trafficking in history? Starting in the 15th century, new sails appeared on the horizon. And with them came ships, contracts, and a ton of complications. The Portuguese, Dutch, British, and others didn't just arrive, they dug in. They weren't just traders passing through. They were long-term tenants, driven by profit, ambition, and the cold architecture of empire. The forts and castles that still dot Ghana's coastline weren't built for postcard aesthetics. They were profit outposts, designed to protect European trade interests, assert dominance, and eventually to manage something far darker. The Gold Coast was the name for its minerals. But by the 16th century, the real export was people. Millions shackled, shipped, silenced. And yet, Ghana did not break, because that warrior king spirit was more than just a name. This land remained resourceful and resilient. It didn't just endure, it adapted and thrived. To this day, Ghana remains one of the world's top exporters of gold. Its minerals still funding dreams and infrastructure. In the late 19th century, the soil gave rise to something softer, but no less powerful. Cacao, the seed behind chocolate, yes, but also behind livelihoods and entire regions. Ghana didn't just plant it, it mastered it. So whenever you're drinking your hot chocolate, or eating your chocolate bar, chocolate ice cream, chocolate cake, any chocolate product, know that you are tasting the labor of love from the hard-working Ghanaian farmer. Today, it stands as one of the globe's leading cocoa producers. Because in Ghana, even pain becomes purpose. Even history's heaviest moments are carried with dignity. If you have enjoyed this maiden edition of the Qulture Hub, then please like, comment, subscribe, put on the bell notification so you can catch part 2 of this. And remember, you are royalty, so keep it cultured.
How would you know where you're going if you don't know where you're from? The ba-da-ba-bum that you're hearing is the sound of the mighty drum, the front of from resonating with your soul, seeping deep into your bones, unlocking the secrets in your DNA. I want you to know this your table ain't deserve more than the crown. Now how would you feel if I showed you line of kings that you're from? That'll be cool, right? Then stick with us, the Qulture Hub. That'll be dope, right? Then roll with us, the Qulture Hub. That'll be cool, right? Then stick with us, the Qulture Hub. That'll be dope, right? Yeah, here for keep it cultured.